Welcome to the Everything Building Envelope podcast. On this show, we discuss topics relating to the exterior building envelope, such as waterproofing, glazing, cladding, roofing, and more. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and Stitcher. For previous episodes, show notes, and bonus video content, check out our website, everythingbuildingenvelope.com. Now, here's your host for the Everything Building Envelope podcast, Paul Beers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Everything Building Envelope podcast. Our guest today is Alan Locke with Kryton International, and they make an admixture for waterproofing concrete. So welcome, Alan.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, Paul.
My pleasure. So excited to hear about concrete waterproofing. So could you maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and also Kryton?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So my name is Alan Locke. I'm the Senior Business Manager for the Eastern U.S. So I cover the eastern portion of the country from Maine all the way down to Florida. And I manage and support our distribution network, and I conduct a lot of presentations and similar things like this podcast.
So tell us a little bit about Kryton.
Well, Kryton specializes in building dry and durable concrete structures using smart concrete technology, one of which is our crystalline waterproofing called Kryton technology. And since '73, we are now a 44-year-old company, still family-owned. We are in over 50 countries with over 100 distributors worldwide. And we hail out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Wow. So, and you have a crystalline material or product. Would you call it a product or a material?
It's a material.
So you have a material, crystalline material, and you call it Kryton, Krystol technology. So can you tell us what that is and how it works?
Sure. Well, Kryton technology, it's a trademark term simply to describe the crystalline technology, and it goes in with the products that we have. So it's added directly to the concrete mix or applied to the surface of concrete. And once added, the Kryton chemically reacts with water and unhydrated cement particles to form insoluble needle-shaped crystals. And these crystals fill capillary pores and micro cracks in the concrete to block pathways for water and waterborne contaminants. As well, the crystal will continue to give the concrete structure a self-sealing ability. So if water is reintroduced through a rise in hydrostatic pressure or through hairline cracks or through voids in concrete, the crystals will initiate further crystallization to ensure essentially permanent waterproof protection. And this happens for the life of the concrete.
That's interesting. So you said that it can be an admixture or it can be surface applied?
Yes. One of the easiest ways, if you like, to apply or add the products to the concrete is by an admixture. And that admixture is called Kryton internal membrane, or KIM admixture, as it's known in the market.
So what are the applications for it? So what kind of uses would it be for? It sounds like it would be slab on grade. Would it be below grade? What other, or anything else?
Right. Well, the Kryton technology, and that includes the KIM admixture, it can be used in really all types of concrete structures, whether it's below grade, above grade, such as below grade parking, basements, sewage and treatment plants, water containment structures of all types, such as swimming pools, foundations. We also do a lot of dams, tunnels, and infrastructure projects. So anything concrete, you can actually use the Kryton technology to waterproof it.
So if you're using it as an admixture, do you recommend also surface applying it, or is that more of a remedial application?
Yeah, that would be more of a remedial. Now, if you were to use the KIM admixture, you can use that as the sole and primary waterproofing system. So, I mean, yes, you can use it along with a traditional membrane system or use it as the sole waterproofing system on its own.
So, what are the main advantages of the crystal technology over, say, a membrane or a coating system?
Sure. Well, the typical benefits of the crystal technology over traditional membrane systems are, they provide a more of a permanent and reliable waterproofing solution. It helps to greatly shorten the construction schedule by reducing and eliminating the need to apply the membrane system. It also helps to reduce, initial and long-term waterproofing costs by greatly reducing or reducing the risk for callbacks and future leaks and remediation work. And as well, the self-sealing ability does also help to prevent, future repairs and other types of issues that you may get with, deteriorated or leaky membrane systems.
I know with below grade in particular, and maybe on grade and other applications, that a lot of users like to get a warranty with that. Is there a warranty issued here, or is there different options, or how does that work?
Yes. Now, the Kim admixture does provide a 25-year limited product warranty, and that's essentially, tops and unmatched in the industry for crystalline waterproofing products. So that is a warranty that guarantees that the product is, free of defects and doesn't perform as stated. We, Kryton, will provide free repair materials for the duration of the 25-year period. We also offer a 10-year labor and material warranty, and we call it the Crystal Assurance Program, or KAP. And what that entails is very common, with other systems, is that if there's any issues, both labor and material is provided to remediate any leaks and damp spots within the structure.
So I'm sure it doesn't happen very often, but if you do have to go in and do remediation, how does that work? Do you have to dig out, or is there a way to do it from the inside working out?
Yeah, so on the chance that you have to repair concrete or do remediation, we do have a line of products that can be applied either on the positive or the negative side. And it's actually different from other repair systems like injection or grout injection where you use PU or epoxy. We have a system, it's called the leak repair system, and that utilizes a hydraulic plug, a crystalline grout, and a surface treatment. And those three work together.
I don't know what a hydraulic plug is.
Oh, so the hydraulic plug is it's a very fast drying cement.
Can you describe what is Kim admixture and how it works?
Sure. Now, Kim admixture is a hydrophilic crystalline admixture used to create permanently waterproof concrete. Now, Kim lowers the permeability of concrete and is used in place of externally applied waterproofing membranes. So by stopping the transmission of water through concrete, Kim adds durability and longevity to concrete by protecting it against chemical attack and corrosion of reinforcing steel. Now, the Kim admixture contains the crystal technology, and it's added to concrete at the ready mix batching plant. And it's simply added together with the other ingredients, and it's mixed, and then you would simply go on site and then pour the concrete, consolidate, vibrate, finish, and cure as per normal ACI concreting guidelines. Nothing more and nothing less. And how it works is now it will now turn the concrete into the waterproofing barrier. So compared to a membrane system where what you're doing is you're applying a barrier between the water or the water table and the concrete and relying on a thin layer of protection, you're now with the Kim admixture turning the concrete into the waterproofing barrier. So if you have, let's say, if you have an 8-inch wall, you now have 8 inches of protection. If you have a 2-foot slab, you now have 2 feet of waterproofing protection versus relying on a sheet membrane.
You were saying that if concrete, if it develops cracks, that the admixture would self-heal, so to speak. I don't know if that's the right terminology for it.
Yes, so there is the one of the main features of the crystal technology, and in turn, with the Kim admixture, is the self-sealing. And what that is it's an autogeneous feature where once water comes in contact with the crystals will reactivate and seal up any hairline cracks up to 0.5 millimeters in width. As well, if you have any damp spots, dampness, which is quite common, those damp spots will simply dry up on their own through the self-sealing feature. It's really a great way to avoid having to go in and fix every single leaking crack and damp spot that you would get in concrete.
Where has this been used?
Well, the Kim admixture, didn't mention earlier, but Kryton actually invented the crystalline admixture back in 1980. And since then, it's been used all over the world, waterproofing many deep hole foundations, tunnels, dams, and other types of major infrastructure projects. And especially in the East Coast, we have hundreds of projects, from Boston down to New York City to the DC metro area and then down into Florida. So again, it's been used in multiple applications for well over 3 decades.
How does it work in areas like Florida where the water table is very close to the surface?
Right. Well, the Kim admixture is actually very effective in places like Florida, where you dig down a few feet and you hit the water table, or there's a very high water table. Really, that's really the strength, the robustness of the Kim admixture is that it is used in place of membrane systems to provide that reliable waterproofing protection. Whether you have a few feet, whether you are a few feet in the water table, or you're dozens of feet into the water table. And we have many examples where we have situations where it's very high hydrostatic pressure, very high water table, many feet below sea, where the product has shown to be very, very reliable and essentially keep the water out of the structure.
Are there any restrictions with saltwater intrusion?
No, it actually performs very well in salt water as well. When they're, as you know, with water, is a carrier of many aggressive chemicals. Whether we're looking at chlorides or sulfates, the water, the crystal technology, keeps the water at bay, and it's actually able to resist hydrostatic pressure up to 460 feet, backed up with third-party testing.
Yeah, it seems like since it's part of the concrete that would be a strength of the system.
Yeah, and in addition, because you mentioned salt water, the Kim admixture, it has been tested in tidal conditions where there's salt water, and it does show to be highly effective at preventing corrosion. There's actually a solicited study, 10 years, through the University of Hawaii, where they tested various corrosion inhibitors along with our admixture, some competitor products. And, in a nutshell, they did conclude that the addition of the Kim admixture was very effective at preventing corrosion. And again, this was a 10-year study that was unsolicited.
Has it been used in high-rise buildings in coastal areas for the problem with rebar corrosion and concrete spalling?
Yes, it definitely has. And again, we have hundreds of examples, not just in the U.S., but North America and globally. And again, with the ability for it to resist high hydrostatic pressure and in turn preventing chemicals and salt water from getting into the concrete, it's really a great way to prevent corrosion in, high-rise foundations. And as well, the ability of the KIM to produce, simply higher quality, tighter concrete, your risk of spalling and honeycombing is reduced. Of course, spalling and honeycombing is also relied upon, good concrete practices like proper finishing and curing.
Yep, makes sense. So how's the Kim admixture different from other crystalline admixtures?
Yes, that's a great question. Now, I think the first thing to note is that not all crystalline technologies, not all crystalline products are the same. The first factor to really be aware of is that the crystalline technologies are chemically different. For example, our crystal technology is based on a reaction with water and unhydrated cement. And we're actually very unique in the industry in that we're the only company with the crystalline technology that reacts with water and unhydrated cement. Whereas there will be other systems where it's available, right on their technical data sheets that their crystals form through a reaction with free lime in concrete. Free lime being a byproduct of hydration. So what you're getting is different types of crystals. Essentially, physically, they're very different. Ours is very long and needle-like, and they're purely hydrophilic. So they use water. They like water to grow and to reactivate, in turn growing more crystals. And that really, lends to the self-sealing feature of the crystal technology. So chemically, there's a difference. And then second, the chemical difference leads to a difference in performance. And I guess we won't get into, what's better or what's worse, but do look at, the different performance values of individual products.
Seems like, being compatible with moisture as opposed to most things are incompatible with it would be a big plus for the Kim admixture.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Because some other materials would be, densifiers or hydrophobic pore blockers. Those are better used in, above grade conditions or where there's very little hydrostatic pressure. Because, those, like for example, hydrophobic materials, those, they would plug up the capillaries in the concrete. But, when you get very high hydrostatic pressure, the water just passes through, eventually pass through those materials. So with crystalline being, crystal technology being hydrophilic, if water tries to get through, it actually uses up that water to fill up any available voids in the concrete.
Interesting.
And once the crystals are formed in the concrete, it's permanent and it becomes part of the concrete matrix. So it doesn't deteriorate over time. And we always say, if the concrete is sound and standing, the crystals will remain in the concrete, protecting the concrete.
What other types of products do you offer?
Yeah, so in addition to the Kim admixture, which is used only for new concrete, new construction, we do have a very comprehensive product line where there's a topical product called Crystal T1 T2. So it's a surface treatment that is applied to both new or existing concrete. And there's also a repair system called leak repair system, where it's used to remediate leaks and cracks and damp spots and leaking joints in concrete. And we also have a system for jointing, for construction joints, pre-planned and unintended cold joints, as well as crack control joints. In addition, we have products for pipe penetrations and tie holes, and as well a sealer called HydroPel. So, there's a very comprehensive system that will allow you to not just tank a structure, but to go in afterwards if there's an issue to remediate and rehabilitate.
So basically have everything you need concrete related to concrete and sealing.
That's correct.
So do you have a final message for the waterproofing and construction industry?
Well, the final message is, there's lots of options on the market. There's with a lot of designers, whether you're an architect or an engineer, there are options available. But that, and at the same time, with the crystal technology, it's something that's been around now for well over 4 decades. Proven technology that's been used in all types of challenging conditions. Not just in Florida, but throughout the U.S. and globally. But to really consider, the overall pros and cons of whatever type of system that you are looking to specify and introduce to the end user or to the owner and developer. So if people are looking for a quicker, easier, more permanent method to waterproof concrete, consider the use of crystalline waterproofing. It's something that you may necessarily not be able to see and feel as you get with a traditional membrane system, but it's something that is highly beneficial to the concrete and will add many years to the durability and service life of the structures that we are all a part of building.
Did I hear you say before also that there are cost advantages to using the product?
Yes. So, with the use of the Kim admixture over your traditional membrane system, the cost advantage is, number one, you are able to eliminate, the need to apply the product, the labor required. So the cost of the Kim admixture, you're simply just paying for the material. There's no added cost for labor. It also helps to save and shave the construction period. So if you can imagine, there's no need for surface prep, and obviously, you don't need to apply the product. And that really can, if you're dealing with a large foundation, can shave days, if not weeks, off the construction schedule. And that all, can all translate into money saved for everyone.
So if people want to find out more about Kryton and the products offerings, how would they go about doing that?
Well, we have a really great support structure. You can definitely contact the headquarters at www.kryton.com. We also have a toll-free number. As well, we have in Florida, we have a exclusive distributor, and they're called ABC Supply, and they're more than happy to assist with any inquiries and provide sales and technical support.
So, Alan, really good information. Appreciate you sharing it with the listeners, and thank you very much for taking the time to come on the Everything Building Envelope podcast today.
You're very welcome, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time, Paul. And we're very grateful to be part of your podcast series. Hopefully there's an opportunity to work with you and your customers in the near future.
Yeah. So thanks again. So this concludes another episode of the Everything Building Envelope podcast. Please tell your friends and colleagues about it. And you can access it through our website, everythingbuildingenvelope.com, or through iTunes or Android sources as well, such as Stitcher.com. So until next time, this is Paul Beer saying so long.
Thanks for joining us today. Please subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. For more information on the Everything Building Envelope, previous episodes, show notes, bonus video content, and much more, check out our website, everythingbuildingenvelope.com.